Now I know what you're thinking. Did you really just go watch this movie? People, you just don't understand. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is my all-time favorite book. I've read it like 5 times. You want to know my favorite part of the book? My favorite part is when Margaret is in her room, she looks up at the ceiling and then says, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret." I've never read this book in my entire life. I didn't even know what it was about until I saw the trailer for this movie. But I have seen the episode of South Park titled, "Are You There, God? It's Me, Jesus," where the boys think they're on their period, so they shove tampons up their ass, and that's why Kenny dies in that episode. Never changed, South Park. But I gotta say, as a newcomer to the source material, it taught me so much. I think I'm ready for womanhood. I must increase my bust. 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 I did it! I have big, blue, beautiful teeth! Yeah! One is bigger than the other, goddammit! No! Why did you do this to me, God? What's the point of this? I did this for 47 hours! Almost 2 days! It wasn't worth it! It wasn't worth it! Ow! That didn't pop. Why did this pop? God damn it. Ow! Why did I want it to pop? Oh! Let's talk about Margaret! Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is the film adaptation of the popular book from author Judy Blume and stars Ryder Fortson as Margaret, an 11-year-old girl who moves from New York City to New Jersey and navigates friends, feelings, and the beginning of adolescence. And this is going to sound really weird coming out of my mouth. I was kind of looking forward to this. Let me explain. The 2 reasons I kind of wanted to see this was because I love coming-of-age stories, and the trailers, for whatever reason, were giving me vibes of the Studio Ghibli movie Only Yesterday. But still, either way, it felt really weird having to go watch this on my own. And I think it was around the part where she was shoving socks into her bra, dancing around her room, and started doing this, that I quickly realized a handful of things. 1, and 2, I should probably not be here. This is not for me. This is very strictly a movie for women. And I'll be honest, I thought it was good. It is not for me, and that is okay. And when I say this is strictly for women, that's definitely not a bad thing. Guys can like chick flicks, and women can like movies for guys, which I don't know the chick flick term for dude flick. Dick flick? No, that sounds like gay porn. But this isn't a movie aimed towards men whatsoever. Hell, after I got out of the theater, I heavily debated on whether or not I should even review this. The movie basically deals with a girl starting puberty. She learns about menstruation and her changing body. She gets more interested in boys, particularly a boy named Moose. God damn it, now I'm thinking about The Fanatic with John Travolta.
Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
God, that movie's incredible for all the wrong reasons. And she makes new friends that are sometimes a bad influence on her. One of them is probably going to grow up to become a future plastic. Which it's funny that I say that because the best way I can probably explain this movie is that it's elements of Only Yesterday with like all the coming of age stuff and learning about puberty, and elements of Mean Girls where like the girl moves into a new town, she meets new friends, and is put under a lot of peer pressure. Heck, instead of a burn book, they have boy books, which is not as bad. As I said before, this movie isn't intended for me, but even then, I can still admit whether or not if it's good and there's things I liked in the movie, which there were a few things I really enjoyed. All the performances are really good. Somewhat newcomer Abby Ryder Fortson does do an excellent job here as Margaret, and I say somewhat new because a lot of you may know her from two little movies called Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, that's young Cassie Lang. Rachel McAdams also does a good job as Margaret's mom, but the scene stealer for me personally was Kathy Bates as the grandma. Any scene with just her and Margaret were some of the best parts of the movie, and her and Margaret do have a really nice relationship throughout. It's also a really sweet and likable movie that's not really trying to be anything that groundbreaking. It does have a few really good messages, and I did get a couple of laughs throughout.
Please, God, let it be a lady.
As for some issues though, I don't think this movie had to be as long as it was. It could have been a good 90 minutes, and it still would have gotten its job done right. But I also have no idea how accurate any of this is to the book. And even though I did really like the movie, it doesn't really seem like there's anything all that new added to a story like this. But I also guess you can make the argument that this is kind of the original coming-of-age story. This isn't really a problem, but there are also certain parts in the movie where I just had to go like, I'm just gonna write some shit down as this plays on screen. Still going. But in the end, Margaret isn't for me, but it's not intended for me. For my recommendation, I say if you're a fan of this book, you should totally go see this movie. But for mostly dudes, you do not need to go see this movie. But if you are dragged into seeing it, it is a good movie, but I don't think you're going to get much out of it. If she drags you to this, drag her to Sisu afterwards. I'm going to give Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, a B-. But here is the funniest thing about having to see this movie. So, it was only me and these two other women in the theater who were in the row behind me, but like a few seats down. After the movie was over, I was sitting there waiting for them to leave so I could get up and go. But they were patting me on the back like, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. You watched this movie. And then I had to tell them, yeah, I'm just here because I review movies. Then they asked, oh, but did you like the movie? I'm like, yeah, I liked it, but it's just not for me. But if they liked it, cool. They're the target audience for this. Oh, and this movie was showing at the theater that I work at, so I went out and one of my managers gave me a pat on the back. So, to every guy who had to go watch Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, pat yourself on the back. We deserve this. So, that was kind of a weird review. But, anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell, and sometime later this week, I'll be back with a review for Evil Dead Rise. Something up my alley. And, I'll see you then.